AL West. This one's kind of a little interesting. I mean, you have Seattle who's getting really good. They just signed their big rookie to that massive deal, which is that always works out. The signing a young guy to a really big deal always works out. When can you even say it hasn't? I mean, it's outrageous that they signed him to like a 10-year deal and he's hasn't even played a full season. Look at Fernando Tatis Jr. That's just one of them that has not worked out so far. But I think Houston's going to win this division again. I mean, they're still just so good. I mean, they are just a freaking juggernaut. They're probably the best team in the league, right? Or in at least in the American League. Dusty Baker, kind of like Tito. He just gets his guys to play for him. They're always going to play, even with Altuve, who's out for at least a little bit with that broken thumb, but he'll be back. After that, I mean, I would say Seattle. I still think they're going to be a good team for a little while at least. They're like they're a little cursed as well. I mean, last year was their first time getting to the playoffs, and then they played that 18-inning playoff game and they lost, but their fans applauded them. This has the feeling of them getting a little bit better. You know, they're going to get a little better this year, and you might see them win the division next year. I can almost compare that to like the Royals when, they went to the World Series and lost to the Giants in 7 games, but their fans were like, it's okay. Like, you guys did really well. And then they won the World Series next year. After that, I feel like the Rangers, I don't know why. I mean, Oakland, I think their combined payroll right now is like $70 million. Like they're not paying their guys anything. So I would say Texas in third place, just because DeGrom is going to have a big impact. Nate Eovaldi, who's a personal friend of a friend of mine. I got his autograph sitting right here.
Oh, nice.
I believe in him. I wanted him back in Boston, but I understand he took his money. Good for him. I mean, he got paid towards the end of his career. There's no way they got to finish in third. I mean, the Angels always disappoint. They're going to finish in fourth again. Shohei's going to leave. They're going to trade Shohei at the deadline because Shohei who would want to be there? Really? I mean, there's no reason to want to be there if you see what they've done to Mike Trout's career. There's no way Texas can't finish in third right now. I can't see it not happening. So I'm going Houston, Seattle, Texas, LA, and Oakland.
For me, I mean, yeah, you got to go with Houston. I'm watching here, bottom 9. They're on the ropes. Of course, it's game 1. I wouldn't worry even if they do fall in this one. Yeah, I mean, with or without Altuve for a couple months, they'll be fine. They have Abreu now. They can pick up for the loss of Verlander. Now, I mean, look, losing Verlander is not just like, oh, okay, we'll just put a Band-Aid on it. I mean, you lose that production. McCullers is out right now. They just need to tread water. The talent they have, they're still going to rise. Are they going to win 100 games? They might win 95. I still think they're the best team in that division. I'm almost tempted to pick Texas in second, only because I could see Seattle slipping just a little bit. It was such a kind of a magical run last year, but my heart says I really want the Mariners to eventually. I mean, they're the only team that's never played in a World Series. But I gotta throw a surprise in somewhere. I'll put Texas in second. I almost wanted to pick the Angels, but look at they're so brutal. I mean, what if just one day they just woke up and realized, like, hey, we have Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon. I mean, like,
and he's the third guy on that list, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Rendon that was a big deal when he left for them in 2020, and he's really done nothing. He's been injured,
and they have no pitching.
Tyler Anderson. I mean, they were hoping that would be like a big, Sandoval looked okay in the World Baseball Classic, but I'll still go Seattle, then the Angels, and then the A's. What are they doing? Are they even staying in Oakland?
There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to get that new stadium. They had rats.
Yeah, well,
last year.
Yeah,
and cats. They had rats and cats. Maybe somebody released the cats to catch the rats, but I don't know how they would want to stay there. I mean, Oakland is not Is it a desirable place to live? I mean, you see the Raiders leave, you see the Warriors leave. You know, they went to wherever they went. I don't even know. It's somewhere in Cali, but they left. I mean, there's no reason to want to be there at that point. I mean, you could go to Vegas. Vegas wants a team. They have the Las Vegas Aviators as a minor league team,
Right.
but that's it. So I don't. They're just the sad. I feel bad for A's fans. I mean, the Billy Bean experiment worked for a few years, but you also forget Moneyball. They had fantastic pitching that was just never even mentioned. They had like Cy Young Award winners as pitchers, and then they couldn't win a World Series. Couldn't win
Right.
that first playoff game. Moneyball is a great movie, by the way. I mean, just
Great movie.
fantastic movie.
Great movie.
I don't even like to think about how they just completely wash over that they don't mention the really good pitching. But